Hello viewers, Alan here, back in the workshop again after another short break. This time because unfortunately I had to have a skin cancer removed from my back. No great drama as it turned out, but a very timely reminder to all of us, particularly those who live in the Australia, New Zealand, which is the skin cancer capital of the world by all accounts, to get your hide checked regularly. I obviously didn't and got caught out, but thankfully in my case it's not going to have any long-term effects, so I got away with it. But it's a lesson to us all, perhaps. Well, that's the end of my sermon. So on to what I want to talk about in this video, which is to pick up from where I left off on the previous one, talking about upgrading the lighting to my milling machine. And the first video proved that mini floodlights really weren't the way to go. So pick up here with exploring some options that are going to be a bit more suitable. So I've done a bit of reading and research and come up with this little gem here. I'm not sure how easily you can read that, but excuse me, it's what's called a GU10 bulb. And the GU10, you can see its physical packaging. It's quite a small bulb. It's completely self-contained, so all of the controller, it's an LED. All of the controller electronics are contained within the unit, and it fits into a socket, sort of a bit like a bayonet thing. You put it in, and well, this one here actually. So you can see just two pins go in, turn it around, it locks in. So very easy to work with and very compact. But this particular little guy, even though it's described as 5.5 watts, it puts out something like it says on it somewhere, oh yes, here we go, 500 or 560 lumens, 550 lumens, I beg your pardon. So it actually puts out quite a bit of light, but the key to it is that it's a 36-degree beam angle, so it focuses the light, all of the light, right where you want it, and doesn't spray it all over the workshop. So I thought I'd buy one of these and find out how suitable it is for the situation. So clearly I needed some way of mounting this in a suitable holder. I didn't want to invest in buying a whole lot of lights until I knew this would be suitable. But the stash provided several bits and pieces that were adaptable. This is a 32mm conduit coupling and a couple of washers. And there's you can probably see down there, there's a ridge down the middle. So I decided, and these washers are about the right size to fit in there. So I just bored them out to fit over this, sandwiching the ring that's in there between them, and a couple of little bolts from here through the whole lot to hold the sandwich together. And that had that fixed in there for me. So that was the basics of it, and from there I repurposed, this was a gooseneck taken from a lamp that was hanging around. I've actually had this for years, I've got no idea where it came from. It's from some lamp. So this was the coupling and the light fitting inside it, so that all works out pretty well. One thing I didn't mention on the way through is this black piece you can see there is a bush that I machined up from a piece of this this lump of Delron, some sort of engineering plastic. So it fits in there. I had to put a 1 degree taper on it because these sockets are tapered. You may or may not realise that, but anyway, so that makes that a pretty snug fit in there. But it also preserves complete insulation of this piece from the wire. The wire running through it's double insulated anyway, but there's no metal to metal contact anywhere around here. So even though the supply cord is not earthed, this is quite a safe setup. Okay, so I've got another quick lash up here, so I can see how well it's going to work on the job. So if we turned on, yeah, well, that level of light, that's I'm quite happy with that. That's fine. The other part of the thing though is if I get to stand in my work position, Yes, that's a bit in the eyes. It's a bit too noticeable. The camera's not making a fuss of it, but I can certainly be noticed. So I think what we need is some sort of a shade around the outside, so that the light I don't need to see doesn't hit me in the eyes. So let's see what we can come up with for that. Well, I found another one of these junction boxes. This one originally had a couple of things coming off it, but anyway I just chopped them off and attacked them with the belt sander. So we take this guy out of here, and bored a hole in it the right size. Put that on there. It's just a nice tight fit on there. Put our bulb back in. Let's see how much difference that makes. Come back to where I'll stand. And that hasn't made any difference at all. Right, so we need something which is going to come further out than that. Okay.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, well I found this other piece. It's some sort of a pipe reducer, scrap lying around the place. God knows how old that is. And I just machined it down slightly to fit inside there. I'm just going to see how effective that is. Ah yes, that's got the game spun. So now I'm not getting any light coming off from there directly in my face. It's all down there. So yeah. So in summary, that GU10 bulb in that sort of a scenario is going to be fine. So now I've got the confidence to go out and try and source some proper lights. Yeah, and we'll get on to it. So, thanks for watching, and I'll report back when I've sourced an appropriate light fitting.